watching this show is that we have insiders in all the industries. So today we have 3 chefs and a former bartender. We want to dish a little bit of dirt.
There's a recipe for you.
Restaurant Confidential. The stories of things you see and hear at the restaurants that you never tell till now. We're going to get the inside track. Let's start with Chef Capra. Have you seen anything going on in your restaurant that you'd like to report, get off your chest today?
Not in my restaurant. This is stuff that I've seen it way in the past, okay?
Not in his.
Well, I mean, we don't kiss and tell. I mean, restaurants are confidential, and they should be confidential. And as a matter of fact, that we grew up in that environment, and it was good. Now everybody says way too many things about it. But when I retire, I'm going to spill the beans on a lot of things.
I love it.
I'm going to have a book deal right there.
Buy that book.
No, it's fine. We had, about 15, 20 years ago, I had one couple that actually used to like to step out on each other.
Yeah.
And they both ended up on the same restaurant.
Ooh.
And
With
so my manager saw them, my manager saw them, and he moved immediately, one in one room, one in the other room, trying to tuck him away perfectly. Nobody ever found out, and they were all happy. And they left a good tip. So the waiter was good.
So you're doing your job.
That's serious.
We haven't seen that kind of thing on the bar.
Really?
Oh no, my wife is there.
Yeah, the mistress would come in for lunch, and then the wife would come in for dinner, and we never saw him the first time. It was like, haven't seen you in a long time, because it's a regular.
There's always a little change.
Valentine's
Before
Day.
the day after, you gotta watch it.
We had policies that you never, because we had a couple at a hotel that the wife left a sweater behind.
Yeah.
So you call the house to say that you were here on the weekend and she wasn't there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so his policy was you don't call.
You never should.
So overall, then, you're supposed to play the hear no evil, see no evil.
That's right.
That is your role. That is your job.
You are the doctor.
Oh, you're the doctor.
But
Okay,
it's
confidential.
not only the customers. Like the restaurants. If you need to go on Plenty of Fish, don't go on Plenty of Fish. Just get a job in a restaurant. You'll hook up. You will.
Like when you're working at the restaurant.
Yeah, it's the bartender and the server and the cook and the waitress and the busboy.
At the same time.
You know what? Those dishwashers. Listen, the dishwashers do really well.
Oh yes.
I don't know. We're hiring dishwashers.
That's a job ad.
Very interesting.
And we've got another guy, and he's a big believer on online dating, and he comes in like 2 or 3 times a week. The new date. I don't know if he really likes the food or just like to show off. Whatever, it's good for business, right?
Does he ever look embarrassed?
No, he looks pretty happy,
No, with the staff, and they know he's there with a different person every time.
I think it's a little tongue in cheek. It's kind of fun.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
Right. We don't judge. Sure, it's all cool.
We're not there to judge people. I mean, he's perfect. You as a bartender, you must have seen some real good doozies.
You have no idea.
Yeah, no,
really, they're half of them. If in all sincerity, you can't even tell on TV, and I wouldn't tell some of them. It depends on the type of place you work too, to be fair. Like if you work at I worked at one bar that was very Coyote Ugly style quite a while ago. So it was a party, and it was raging, and the girls would get up on the bar, and you'd see the whole thing, and then literally, and then you work at a fine dining place, and it's a totally different kind of like holy cow.
Hours.
Yeah. And then it's a whole different kind of like holy cow. You see different things, and you hear a lot. Like regulars are really big when it comes to restaurants in general. We all know regulars are like, they will literally follow their favorite staff as they move from restaurant to restaurant. It's common, it's not a bad thing that people move around to get a fresh restaurant, open new restaurants for the same owners or what have you. Yeah. And you will have very, very loyal regulars that will absolutely, without a doubt, follow you. And some of them are downright crushed when you're leaving one restaurant because your next one is in a new place, or a little farther away.
And you're not just talking about the chefs. They'll follow around the servers.
And bartenders.
And the bartenders.
I would say the chefs and the bartender, now don't get mad at me, servers or everybody else in the front of the house, but my impression is that the chefs and the bartenders probably have the loyalist followings when it comes to regulars. Would you guys agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they do.
Servers do too, but
I have a couple that probably eat in our restaurant about 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean to be able to live that life is that's incredible.
I know.
And when it's true. And
That'd be amazing.
When you have regulars like that, you honor them. Like it's why you're there. They're very important to you, and you actually get friendly. Some some of the staff will actually befriend them and be friends outside of work, if that's what they choose to do. But there's a really great reservation system really quickly that is very popular, and it's a good thing that you can add notes about regular customers to give them really high-end service. Not in a creepy way, although sometimes it'll be, okay, the wife is this person's name and the mistress is this name, because you want to have the decorum and you want to watch what you're saying. But it might be, here's John Smith's favorite wine is this, or last time he was here, he found this dish was XYZ, too salty, too something. And so you can really give them top-tier service next time they're in.
Wait a minute,
Interesting.
you know all the way his secrets now, because the guys come up and it's like, oh, how are you? I know you had that Cabernet Sauvignon last time. And they're like, oh my gosh, how does he remember? Because it says right here.
I read it in your folder. See, right
really
here.
Good service, but that's a good tool for restaurants. I think it's really good. It's really good because it makes everyone happy and everyone gets what they're looking for.
I say whether you have it written down in your notes or not, it still feels good. Who cares?
It means they care enough to take notes.
The fact is you know, you took the time to look. Well, thanks for the dish, guys. Let's go to break. We're coming up. 3 chefs.